For today's podcast, it's time for another board recap podcast. How are you today, Dr. Smith?
It's a great day.
Well, it's hard to believe last night was our second and last board meeting of the month of June. Amazing how quickly this summer is going by. And I think you pointed out here in a couple of meetings, we're going to be ready to start school again.
We have 2 board meetings before the first day of school, so the summer flies.
Amazing.
Yes.
So last night we had some very good news to celebrate, as it seems like we always do. So I'll just go through that quickly. So last night, thanks again. You mentioned this at the last podcast before the event happened, but President Kiefer and all the community donors that made the bike giveaway possible. Big smile event. You were there, and I know you enjoyed that.
Uh, 280 bikes, I think 3,800 over 18 or 19 years, and you're right, smiles like you've never seen before. It was a great, great day.
Yeah, really amazing for all of those students. And kudos to them for working hard during the summer programming that went on this month as well. So, also big thanks to Bus Transportation Office. Those officials are really being proactive, trying to recruit new bus drivers. That is a nationwide issue, a real shortage of drivers. And they had an event last Friday, a recruiting event. We had 14 individuals stop by, which we're very pleased about. I think half of them already have their commercial driver's license. So, the moral of that story is, though, even if you couldn't attend that, you can reach out at any time through our website or calling 4351 Bus. They'll be happy to talk to you.
You bet, and we will walk you through the process.
Absolutely, and pay you during your training as
Yes.
well. So, looking forward to that. Also, thanks to everyone. We just mentioned summer programming, but I think we had around 2,500 students involved with summer programming. That does not happen without a lot of work and a big commitment from the students and the families to make sure they're coming every day.
That's right, and you reported on some very successful, students.
Yes, absolutely. So, as of yesterday, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, on Monday, we reported 152 high school credits earned so far because there's a large high school component of summer school, and then 10 students who have now met their eligibility for graduation, which that is outstanding
That
news.
is great news, yes.
Definitely. And then last but not least, really a shout out to the boys golf team at North High School. Great tradition there. And they went to state this year, qualified. I think they won their fifth regional in a row and they placed 11th in the state of Indiana, which that is outstanding. And then really a big congratulations to the girls team this year. We've talked a lot about them, but they're coming together one last time, even though several of the members have now graduated and they're competing in a nationwide tournament at Pinehurst Golf Club down in North Carolina, and it is only for state champion golf teams. So amazing talent there.
Yes, I talked to Coach Wimpy about that, and he's very excited about the opportunity that our kids have to participate in that very prestigious tournament.
Yeah, you talk about the best of the best. It's going to be
Right.
right there at Pinehurst. And that takes us through good news. So if you would, Dr. Smith, take us through consent, please.
Be happy to do so. Let's just jump right in on item 2.02 under consent. Consideration allowance of payments. This period of time is 9.3 million, about 1.8 million in invoices. We did not take insurance or anything like that, so it's actually one of the smaller amounts that we will see in a 2-week period of time. Moving on to item 2.03, consideration to approve the renewal agreement with Vector Solutions for Safe Schools. So, Safe Schools really is a great solution for us. It provides data and ongoing training modules for our school employees, which is really important for us. Employees then will be able to basically watch that quality training at times that are very convenient for them. So, we are happy to continue that partnership with Vector Solutions for Safe Schools. The price increase went up $496 over the previous year, and the source of funding is the Common School Fund. When we look at item 2.04, consideration to approve the renewal agreement with Vector Solutions for TeachPoint. So TeachPoint really helps us when we think about scheduling, reporting, streamlining the process for tracking our professional development. I think the audience may know that teachers have to renew their license periodically. So this is a great resource for them that actually tracks their PD. So then when it comes time to renew their license, it is all right there in one convenient source. Item 2.05, consideration to approve school rules for the 22-23 school year. And actually, there is only one change, and that is that our students agree that they will not disable or circumvent our content filter on the internet. Other than that, the school rules stay as they were for previous years.
And we do want to remind people they get an actual calendar handed to them that you can hang on the wall or wherever that suits you. And so there's always information in that calendar at the beginning of the year with a link that you can click on, and that will actually take you to the school rules.
Yes, very good. Moving on then to consent item 2.06, consideration to approve the renewal agreement with the Evansville Association for the Blind. We have a long-standing association with our partnership with the Evansville Association for the Blind. They provide great services for our students. This represents a slight increase. We anticipate that the annual yearly increase would be about $384, and that is funded through our education fund. And then moving on to 2.07, consideration to approve the agreement with study.com. We've had a relationship with study.com for quite some time with teachers that have utilized their resources and their services. Um, when we were seeking resources, digital resources for the next level pathway courses in business and family and consumer sciences, as well as technology, our teachers that did that research really felt that this is a great fit for them. It does give teachers the ability to share lessons and make assignments. It is that digital platform, so students can access that content, and as well as quizzes and video lessons and study materials across all of those content areas. So the cost is $20,000, and the source of funding for this year is ESSER funding. And then finally, under consent, item 2.08, consideration to approve the renewal agreement with Newslia. We've also used Newslia for quite some time. Our teachers love it. It really uh, indexes things in very broad themes, and then stories are provided to our students based upon their reading levels. So our teachers put in their Lexile, their reading levels, and then students have that just right content in those big broad themes, and it's very, very good. They can access articles of their choosing. And then it also provides quizzes at the end of the unit that really does assess their content understanding.
I think interestingly enough, I've even heard that they could be sitting side by side and literally reading the same article, but it would be differentiated by reading levels so that it matches where that student needs to be. I
Yes,
mean, really is an incredible resource.
it is very, very beneficial.
And that takes us through consent and on to personnel.
And as I typically say, the personnel recommendations are there for your perusal. So we would encourage our patrons to click on the personnel recommendations and see the latest happenings for personnel
And
moves.
I'll put a speaking of personnel, I will put a plug in. If you follow us on Facebook, check that out. We have, I think, about 6 new teacher orientations throughout the summer where our HR office works with these new teachers on everything you need to know about the job element. And we always take a picture and post it, and it always gets so much traction. So many people enjoy seeing people they know or coming to the schools they're at. So check that out. We're always excited to welcome all new employees, but especially this time of year, those new teachers.
You bet. And that's one of the capstone moments in anyone's
Certainly.
life. So, and I think that the smiles there perhaps rival
I
an
think
individual
so.
getting a new bike.
And
So,
might seem silly, but they've got their first official
yeah,
ID badge and they're officially employed.
yeah,
So kudos to them.
they're excited as we are also excited for them.
Most definitely. And that takes us to 3 action items last night.
Yes, item 4.01, consideration to approve policy 1305, which is public participation at board meetings. This is a new law that goes into effect on July 1st, which does require public school corporations, K 12 school corporations in the state of Indiana, to receive public comment on the board agenda items for that particular meeting. So we've asked the board, and they did approve this policy that goes into effect for July 1st. So the first board meeting that this policy will take place would be the July 8th board meeting.
And do you mind elaborating, Dr. Smith? Because I think we're really excited about this. I know trustees are as well. We're going to continue the town hall format that we have done successfully now for quite some time. You want to share with us the rationale for that?
We certainly are. And let me correct the date. It's actually July the 11th, not July
Sure.
the 8th. Uh, we found the town hall format to be very beneficial. There were folks that have informed us that they would not really ever dream of taking advantage of public comment because they're somewhat shy, but they really do relish the opportunity to come in and have that dialogue with board members.
A true conversation.
Right. Public comment really is to accept information from the public on the topic that's going to be voted
Mhm.
upon on that board agenda. Town hall really does give patrons an opportunity to enter into that dialogue with board members on any topic of their choosing. So I applaud the board for continuing to have
Mm.
yet another vehicle to engage the public with. So we've stated numerous times that board members have their email addresses online, there's their phone numbers online. We have the town hall, and then we also have public comment.
And we'll keep that format the same where we'll put a link for town hall to register. I believe we do that on the Friday before a board meeting. You can put that on, and then it'll be 30 minutes starting at 5 o'clock before the school board meeting. And you can come in and again have that, as you said, that dialogue.
Yes, and then there also will be a new link for
Yes.
public comment, and it will be simple to fill out.
Yeah.
But
And we'll have that right on our website,
yes,
evscschools.com.
and just want to reiterate that the public does need to sign up in
Yes.
advance for public comment.
And I'll elaborate further too, since they're going to be signing up and it's on an agenda item. Of course, at that same time, when you do that, you can see the posted agenda. So the agenda that we're going through here on Board Docs is basically what you'll see prior to the meeting. You can see any
Right.
item that's going to be discussed, and that would be what you would be speaking about if you're
Yes.
interested in doing that.
There are pull down menus. So if you want to speak on something that's an action item, for instance, if you would want to, if public comment would be on July the 11th, that policy, then you could pull down under action 4.01, and then we would know that you want to speak on
Certainly.
action item 4.01.
Yeah, it should go very, very well. Looking forward
Yes,
to that.
certainly
So
hope so.
if you want to continue, please.
Yes, item 4.02, consideration to approve the agreement for Admira Learning digital assessment tool. So, Bethany Goff did a great job of leading her teachers through this. This really is for a dyslexia screener. And as we shared with the board, I think this will give teachers so much time back in the classroom because the current screener that we were using took 20 minutes per each individual student in the
Yes.
class that had to be administered by the teacher. Now we can assess students on a digital platform the entire class in 11 minutes.
It's like a great balance between getting that vital information teachers need to base their instruction on with individual students and not taking too much of that very valuable class time.
Correct. And then moving on to 4.03, consideration to approve Reliance Standard and Matrix Absence Manager for FML and leave management. So this basically will be uh, available to our employees 24/7, basically to report leave absence by the phone, the computer, or mobile app. It's going to support our employees throughout the leave process and will include all the FML leaves as well as the other leaves that EVSC provides. So looking forward to that for enhanced service for our employees and ease of use.
Okay, and then that moved us into the information part of the meeting, and that was Dr. Underwood's show last night.
Yes, it was. All of the information items 5.01 through 5.04 are the financial review and the documents that he provides on a monthly basis, basically to show where we stand from a financial perspective in all of our funds.
And I know as a superintendent, this was covered last night too. It had to please you with the good news Dr. Underwood shared with you about the recent audit.
Yes, concluded the recent audit, and we had 4 federal funds audited also. So that is a very, very, very large undertaking. So hats off to Courtney Bolieber, who oversees all of that work, does an incredible job for us, and a monumental task that lasts months and months and months. And in fact, I think they're already starting on the next audit.
I
It
think
seems
so.
like that never ends.
But when you're as committed as we are, I know from your vantage point as superintendent to fiscal responsibility, when you go through such a detailed,
Mhm.
dedicated audit and have such a good report, it has to be a
Yes.
proud moment.
And was an exceedingly clean audit. So I'm grateful for the work of everybody that has contributed to that.
Excellent. And then I know we ended with continued business, and you did wish a couple of special individuals well from
Well,
our
I
team.
did. In addition, we mentioned town hall and want to
Yes.
reiterate
Yes.
that we will continue to have that. I also
Right.
mentioned the bike giveaway because that's just such a great
Right.
time and appreciate President Kiefer's diligent work
Mm.
on raising
For
funds
many,
to make
many
that
years.
happen.
Yes.
Then I also mentioned the summer musical. That theatrical giant SpongeBob the musical is going to be presented
Right.
by the EVSC Foundation, and that will take place July the 14th through the 17th. So certainly looking forward to that. Already have my tickets. And then I did have somewhat of a bittersweet moment to wish a couple of outstanding team members, Dr. Perry and Dr. Stubbs. A happy retirement. Dr. Perry, as you know, is moving on. While he is retiring from us, he is assuming the superintendency for South Gibson School Corporation. I know he will do a great job there. And
Most
Dr.
definitely.
Stubbs has been with us for, I believe, over 40 years
Mhm.
and has been the deputy superintendent for teaching and learning for the last, I believe, 8, 9 years. Has done a great job there, and I know that she's looking forward to retirement, and it is a well deserved retirement. They will be greatly missed. So very happy for them, but a little bittersweet for us because we will miss them not only from a professional level but also from a personal level. Just great people.
Most definitely. Couldn't agree more with that. And that wraps up last night's board meeting. And as we said at the beginning, next time we sit here, it'll be our July meeting. Hard to believe.
It is.
Thank you, Dr. Smith.
Thank you so much.